Laser sights increase confidence regardless of experience level, whether you're learning the fundamentals or overcoming aging eyes. Crimson Trace, making laser sights standard equipment. Visit crimsontrace.com to find a dealer near you.
This is Tom Gresham's Gun Talk, now available on iTunes and other podcast clients, and on the free Gun Dealio smartphone app for iPhone and Android. Feel free to call Tom now at 1-TOM-TALK-GUN or 866-825-5486, or email Tom at guntalk.com. Now, once again, here's Tom.
Well, as you know, I have declared 2017 to be the year of the revolver. I don't know what happened. I just kind of gotten into the revolvers and having a bunch of fun and shooting them. And I was out yesterday. I think I mentioned I had one Smith & Wesson, 2 Ruger single actions, and a Freedom Arms single action. And we were just smoking away and having a good old time. There's just something, I don't know what you'd call it, elemental, sensual, there's tactile, there's, I call revolvers analog as opposed to semi-autos being somewhat digital. I don't know. I don't know where you go with all that. But then I see, like in the last week or so, one of the many, many, many new guns that Ruger has brought out, they have a new revolver. I went, oh, man, I got to have that one too. So joining us to talk about what Ruger's been up to, our friend Mark Gurney. Mark, I can just imagine you guys in the back room just coming up with these ideas and just giggling all the time.
We do, Tom. It's great to be here. Thanks for having me on. And if I wish we had enough time and enough resources to have all those great giggly ideas come to light. So we bring them out one at a time as best we can. And this GP in 44 is just a hoot. It's just right.
All right, what this is a GP100 Ruger, 3-inch barrel, and a 44 Special 5-shot. I guess the first question that people ask you is, why?
Well, why not?
Perfect. I love it. That's the perfect answer.
Well, I think part of it goes back, and we're all manly men, and we all like to shoot 44 Magnums, right? But I fallen in love with 44 Special years ago, and it was going through a big Super Blackhawk. I think it had a 7.5-inch barrel. And It's a delight to shoot, but man, that is one big honking gun, yeah. So why not scale it down? And I think when I said that the GP in 44 was just right, it is. It's perfect. It's the perfect size. There's no recoil, and yet it's no heavier than it needs to be.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, this is a double-action revolver. For those who don't know, the GP100 is what would you call that, a mid-size revolver? Would that be a fair way to put it?
Yeah, it's a full-size 357 Magnum revolver, right? It's not designed around a 44 Magnum, so we're not downloading a 44 Magnum gun. We're,
but it's not a Red Hawk either.
No, it's I guess a mid-size gun is the right. It's not a full-frame, Magnum size or 44 Magnum size. Mm-hmm. It only weighs 36 ounces, which is 3 or 4 ounces less than a steel 1911. So it just balances in the hand very nicely, and it could be a carry gun if you wanted it.
Sure.
Could be just a plinking fun gun, though. My goodness. And
but you know what? I look at that and think that's a carry in the woods gun.
Absolutely. And you probably don't. I suppose you could need 44 Magnum where things have big teeth and claws that might want to eat you. But for anything else, this is more than enough. And there's a number of good loads out there that can run the range from entertaining to quite powerful and effective.
Well, I was going to ask you if you would. A lot of people, they know about the 44 Magnum, but they might not know anything about the 44 Special. Can you give people a little bit of background on the 44 Special?
Well, I'll bet you could do a better job than I can, but I think 44 Special came first, right, way back when.
Yes.
And
that's what Elmer Keith kind of... Yeah, exactly. He cranked up the 44 Special to make the 44 Magnum.
And then somebody finally figured out, well, why don't we make the Magnum a little bit bigger so it won't fit in these older guns that would normally be chambered in 44 special, so don't blow them up, and then go full house 44 Magnum. And that left the special behind. I mean, everyone always loved it, but it really wasn't a mainstream cartridge in and of itself. Mm-hmm. But now you find this GP, it's like the perfect balance. It's no bigger than it needs to be. It shoots hard when it has to, and it's just a delight to shoot.
Well, what you can do with this, I've been playing with the idea because we have one on the way, and I was hoping it would get here in time for me to go shoot it yesterday, but it didn't. So I'm anxiously awaiting it to come again. That's not your fault. But I've been looking at loads, and you have everything from cowboy action loads, which are nice, soft, just fun little things. Go out and shoot them at the range, and they're a bunch of fun. You can go up to the hard cast 240 grain bullets going 800 to 900 feet per second from buffalo bore and double tap.
Sure.
I mean, and you can shoot through. People are going to say, "Oh, bull." You can shoot through both shoulders of an elk, and a 44 special with those hard cast bullets going that speed, they will absolutely do that, and they will be causing trauma all the way through.
It's a big chunk of lead. And just because it's not expanding, remember, it starts out at .429. It's already pretty big. And
there's one other thing. Let me tell you, there's one other thing you can do with this that people may not have thought of. There is a shot load available from CCI for this.
Okay. Better to have more shots than less shot.
Well, so if you are really worried about those Mr. No-Shoulders having snakes in your area, maybe a shot load in this.
Yeah. So starting out, I thought my favorite load was a Black Hills. It was a 210 grain lead bullet at 700 feet a second. It was like shooting a Smoky 22, and it was just a delight. But then we had, and then there's 200 loads. There's a 180 grain. It's 1,000 feet a second. That's a pretty powerful load. Yeah. But then they have a critical defense. It's a 165 that's 900 feet a second, and we tested that into gelatin, and it penetrated. I'm going to say only in quotes about 12 inches. But it opened up to, I think, 725. Jeez. And so 165 at 900, just the easy shooting. Now, you go back to that, I told you I was shooting an old Black Hawk with the soft 44 special loads, and I tried handing that to my wife, and she kind of hold on and says, no, that's just too heavy. But I gave her this GP to shoot, and she liked it. So that's a very capable defense load, easy to shoot. As sometimes we say, what's not to like? Yeah?
What are the grips on this?
It's a Hogue monogrip with a tamer insert. But what's interesting is Pat Hogue made these for us, and he copied the Wood Match Champion grip, the contours, and just remade it in rubber. And one of the things that Pat and I have gone round and around over the years is finger grooves or not. And, that's like, it's just a matter of opinion.
Sure.
But I have really skinny fingers, so I tend to like to not have finger grooves. So we made the Match Champion. That's without, so you can get a real high grip on it if you want. And this is the same thing. So it's a little bit of a plain-looking grip. I'll give you that. But it is remarkably comfortable, and anybody can get comfortable on it.
Okay, it's a 5-shot, right?
Yeah, because we would have had to grow it a bit to make 6.
Right.
So 5 fits in there very comfortably.
5 works great. 5-shot, 44 special. You can use everything from super light loads, which you could be able the cowboy action loads, to big honking. I don't know if they're officially, if it's a official SAMI spec for Plus P, but there definitely are full bore loads available for it.
Yeah, there is no Plus P on it, and you can get carried away. If you want to get carried away, go get a 44 Magnum gun.
Exactly. Yes, but it's a cool revolver. I mean, you guys are just doing some neat stuff. I know that the meetings have to be. They start off with, well, what if, and then somebody goes off with an idea, right?
Well, it's a little bit like that, but what it is more like is you get a bunch of engineers all clamoring for what their idea is best. And then it's kind of decided, well, what can we get to the finish line soonest and easiest? And that kind of goes to the front of the line. And it's a big, long line. We've got a big, long list of stuff that we just keep cranking them out. It's a lot of fun.
Well, of course,
Can
you got
imagine
that
a more
whole
fun
program.
job?
No. You got that program called the Voice of the Customer. So you got all your customers saying, well, what if? So you add that to the list, too.
We add that to it, yep. And sales folks, retailers, distributors, consumers, everybody. It all gets kind of rolled into it. And we try to want to know what people want today and what they're going to want tomorrow. And then that's not easy, but we keep trying.
And this will fit in a regular holster that will take the regular GP100. So there's nothing new about
regular
that.
GP, yep. So it's a 3-inch GP. One thing we didn't talk about, it has a fully adjustable rear sight and a fiber optic front.
Nice.
And unlike most fiber optics, it's not this giant yellow-green dot that fills up your sight picture. It's actually a square notch post. And then inside it is the yellow-green dot. So you can see it fast, but if you want to slow down and do some precision work, you get the full crisp sight picture. You're not overwhelmed by the green dot.
Fabulous. Well, it is. I'm excited about it. It is a really cool gun. I think it would be a carry gun for some. It's going to be a woods gun for many, including me. As soon as I get it, I got to go get my holster for it. And now, I'm going to start playing with loads because that's what we do. And then, we dream about whatever the next thing is that you mad scientists are going to come up with, because I know you're busy.
We are. We promise to keep you entertained.
Mark Garney, thank you so much. I am excited. Congrats on the GP100 and 44 Special. I think that is a great concept.
Well, thank you, Tom. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, take care. 866-TALK-GUN, 44 Special. Do you have any experience with it? Have any thoughts about it? Would you like to go old school? 866-TALK-GUN.
In the war on terror, fighting crime in the streets, in competition and homes around the world, one name in firearms stands out: Sig Sauer. Our pistols and rifles are renowned for their unfailing performance. This same commitment to excellence can be found in our line of SigTac accessories and the training offered by the Sig Sauer Academy. For unmatched quality, reliability, and innovation when it counts, choose Sig Sauer. Visit SigSauer.com today.
If you're like me, you don't have money to burn, but you still want to buy guns, ammo, and accessories. That's why we created Gun Dealio. That's a free smartphone app. Just download it and start getting the deals. Could be discounts, offers of free magazines for your gun, or you could be the first to hear about new stuff from gun makers. Here's how it works. With Gun Dealio on your phone, you get alerts when you enter a gun store. Special deals, You don't have to do a thing. It'll do a lot of other cool things, like let you watch gun videos and listen to Gun Talk podcast. Plus, check it anytime for hundreds of deals and offers. Getting more while spending less. Smart, huh? Gun Dealio. Made in America. Gluten-free. At the App Store and Google Play or GunDealio.com.
It's the next generation target pistol, the SW22 Victory from Smith & Wesson. Stainless steel frame, interchangeable match barrel, thumb safety, fiber optic sights, and a Picatinny rail. The SW22 Victory is ready for anything, targets or small game. Also available with a threaded barrel or cryptic camo finish. And it's backed by the Smith & Wesson Lifetime Service Policy. Learn more about the SW22 Victory at smith-wesson.com.
Used guns can be a great value, but you have to know who you're buying from. What if you could buy quality used guns with a lifetime warranty from the Internet's largest online reseller? That's what you get at DuriesGuns.com. They stand behind every firearm purchase for life. If you have a problem, they'll either fix or replace your gun. Pistols, rifles, shotguns, and more. Check out their inventory today at DuriesGuns.com. Okay, we have a news flash out of Kansas. The sky is falling. Dateline, Lawrence, Kansas. The University of Kansas Office of Public Safety is planning to add more positions and new equipment to prepare for allowing concealed handguns on campus. Police Chief Chris Keary tells the Lawrence Journal-World that the office is adding 3 police officers to patrol busy areas of campus, 4 portable metal detectors, and 3 security officers to man them. Let's review. In other parts of the country where people can legally carry guns onto university campuses and have been able to for years, there have been no problems. People who are licensed to carry guns go onto university campuses and there's not a problem. But for some reason, they've decided in Lawrence, Kansas, the University of Kansas has decided that Kansas students are going to lose their minds. They are going to be unlike people in other parts of the country. They are going to go crazy. And other people who live in Kansas, because you know how wild and crazy the Kansans are. People who live in Kansas, who have carry permits and carry on campus, will, of course, suddenly go all Wild West on them. Kansas. It's really not Kansas, okay? It's really just universities. The repositories of all the dumbness. I don't know what to tell you. It's just so stupid. You get weary after a while, don't you? All the what ifs, the what if. What if? No. I use the analogy, it's like 2 guys sitting there drinking beer and arguing about how tall that door jamb is over there. Well, I think it's 6 feet. I think it's 6.5 feet. How about we just get a tape measure and measure it? So instead of saying what if, what are we going to do? Why don't we look at what has been and what is? Why don't we look at what's happened when we had concealed carry come onto other campuses? Nothing. Boring. No issues. No problems. Oh, dare I even mention to those in Kansas, these will be the same people carrying on campus who are currently carrying off campus. So when you leave the campus and go across the street to the fast food place, the people are carrying, unbeknownst to you, right there, not causing a problem. When they cross the street and step onto the campus, they really aren't going to lose their minds. Just not. Randy's called in. Let's talk to Randy on line 2 out of Russell, Kansas. Speaking of Kansas, hey, Randy, talk to me about the 44 family.
I've been at KU campus and looked at the communist flags hanging out over the balconies. Yes, I've seen
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
It's annoying. I can't go there. Anyway, thank God for basketball. Anyway, I was thinking about buying a Schofield model in 44 Russian, and
Right.
I wondered how the 44 Russian fit in, and would it be too strong for a top strap gun? They also offer it in third.
So I'm trying to figure out which way you're asking here. Are we asking if we can put a 40? What? Go ahead.
The reason I was asking, because Schofield models, weak top strap. They also offer it in a 38 special and a 44 Russian. And I just wondered the weaker of the two would be better. If it would be better than the 44 or not. It's
okay.
a Payetta.
Now I'm completely confused, Randy. Help me out.
Okay.
Are you asking what do you want to buy and where do you want to go with this? Help me out.
Okay. Since I'm not familiar with 44 Russian, I wondered about, Schofield models have a reputation for being weak in the top strap and coming apart. And I wondered if that caliber was too strong, if I would, if that would cause a problem.
If you shoot in the gun what it was made to shoot, so if it is chambered for the 44 Russian, shoot that. I'm not sure if you're asking me if you can shoot a different caliber in the gun. I'm still not clear.
No. No, they offer it in 38 special and also one in 44 Russian. And I just wondered, since it's just a plinking gun anyway, basically.
Either one. Doesn't matter, either one. Whichever one you like. It's not going to be, if they're offering the gun in that caliber, the gun can handle that caliber. That I guess is where we end up with that. And look, I appreciate the call. I hope that helps. For those who are figuring out 44 Special, and we're just talking about Ruger's new 44 Special in the GP100 revolver, the 44 Special came before the 44 Magnum. It has a slightly shorter case. The reason for that is when they made the 44 Magnum, they loaded it to a higher pressure, and they said, well, how can we prevent people from putting this high pressure load in their 44 Special? Because there were some revolvers made for that weren't all that strong in the old days. And Elmer Keith would take the Smith & Wessons back then and crank up the 44 Special loads to pretty close to 44 Magnum, but you wouldn't want to put those in some of the weaker guns. So what they did when Remington brought out the 44 Magnum cartridge, they made the case slightly longer. So now a 44 Magnum will not chamber in a 44 Special. But here's the good news. If you had a 44 Magnum revolver, you can shoot 44 Special loads in it because it has, of course, a shorter case and it head spaces on the rim. These are rimmed cases. But let me go back to the whole idea of the 44 Special. I know that a lot of people don't know much about it, but when you start looking at it, you realize this is a really good caliber. If you just want to go out and shoot for fun, you can use those light loads, the Black Hills, Cowboy Action loads. They're just pussycats in this gun. It just would be so much fun. But you can go full bore, hard cast, heavier bullets, or even self-defense, mushrooming, expanding bullets. And you've got a serious near magnum load, and certainly all you need for anything short of brown bear or grizzly, I think. I just think it's a brilliant combination. That size gun with a 3-inch barrel in 44 Special, and darned if it doesn't just kind of duplicate what I just bought, but I got mine in the 357. Oh, you know what that means. Self-enabling here. I get to get a new gun!
Want your opinion to make a difference? Log on to our website and take the Gun Talk poll, www.guntalk.com. Now, once again, opinion page regular contributor for the Washington Times, here's Tom.
All right, 866-TALK-GUN, or just dial Tom Talk Gun. Don did exactly that, calling out Lewiston, Idaho on 4. What kind of plinking load have you created here, Don? What have you been doing?
Oh, just playing, tinkering with this and that. And then you was talking about 44s and 44 Specials, and really, really fun just plinking load is to load a round ball behind in front of about 3 grains of a bullseye. It's pretty accurate out to about 50, 75 feet, and got no recoil whatsoever, and just fun in a crutch.
It's funny, Don. I saw that come up on the screen here, so I went and looked it up. And a lot of people have been doing that. They take a round ball, you size it, you lube it, you just push it into the case with your thumb, and then do a little case, crimp on it to hold it in there.
Yep.
It's kind of like, you remember what they used to call the gallery loads? They use them like at shooting galleries. There's not much power there, not much powder, but it goes pop, but it sure is fun.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
How long have you been doing that?
Quite a while. Long time. 20, 30 years. I've had a 44 Special for that long, and it's just a long time ago learned about it, and it's a cheap way to go plinking.
There you go. It's a great idea. Look, I appreciate it, Don. Thank you for that call. By the way, Ron shoots me an email and says, just to kind of so everybody knows, looking at the 44 Special, we're talking about the case length. He says, all right, here we go. 44 Smith & Wesson American case length is 0.91 inches. The 44 Russian case length is 0.97. The 44 Special is 1.16 inches, and the 44 Mag is 1.285. Each of them getting longer and longer. Obviously, you can use the short one in the longer chamber. You can't use the longer one in the shorter chamber. John is with us on one out of Lake Isabella, California. I'm sorry to hear about your fire. What did you lose in the fire there?
I lost about 9 guns and a pistol, but I absolutely had one in my truck, a Glock Model 30, and I carry a Taurus Millennium Pro.
Mm-hmm. So you're looking to replace these guns? What are you looking for?
What I had, my favorite gun of all times, I've been hunting 50-some years, and 6mm Remington 7400. It burned. If I'd have went in the house to get anything, I would have got that gun first because it's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
So I guess here's well, first of all, for those who don't know, there are a lot of people now, John, who don't even know what a 6mm Remington is. It was created about the same time as the 243. It's essentially the same as the 243. You get about 100 feet per second faster out of it. And there's a whole history there. And it was a great cartridge, but it simply got overtaken by the 243. So I guess the question is, do you want a semi-auto to replace it? Is that where you're going to go now?
Yes, I thought I'd go back with another semi-auto. I was thinking about a SIG, but I'm not sure. I could put, at 300 yards, I could put about 6-inch groups.
Nothing wrong with that. And of course, we also have the additional consideration that you are in California, so that's going to make AR platforms a little bit of a problem. What would you think about, have you looked at the Browning BAR?
No, I have not. I used to shoot the M1 in the military, with a 308. But,
we're not talking about the
7400.
Okay, yeah, we're not talking about the military-style BAR. This is their hunting rifle. It's just a semi-automatic rifle, and they're pretty darn accurate. Now, I'm going to just say, if you want a 7400, they are available. You can go get you a used 7400. Would you be married to the 6mm, or would you be okay to look at a different caliber at this point?
Well, mainly I've been so accurate with that 6mm. Even when I go hunting, the animal never moves because where I shoot it, and I've shot other guns. I've shot different 308s, and I don't know, just it's a little heavy gun, but it's not. It's balanced so well that I have a Weaver 4-power scope. The minute I bring that hairs across my target and squeeze, I don't hold. I snap shoot.
Right.
And the minute the hairs cross the place I want to shoot, whatever I'm shooting goes down.
Okay. Here's what I'm going to advise. All right. There are a lot of good guns, brand new guns out there, but it sounds to me like you loved your 7400 and 6mm. So I think you ought to try to find a replacement. Now, it hadn't been made in a long time, but you can find a used one. Either, you can always check with the local stores, but honestly, it's unlikely they're going to have one. There just were not that many of them. But you could go to online to gunbroker.com or gunsamerica.com and poke around, and chances are you can find one of those and buy it, and then it just gets sent to your local dealer, and you go do the paperwork there. And now you're back in business. You've got a Remington 7400 and 6mm, good to go, and you'll need to put a scope on it.
Well, I sure thank you for your info because, I could go to a bigger caliber. I used to use a 270, but since I've had that 7400, I told you I've hunted over 50 years, and I've shot a lot of different guns, but for accuracy, I have never shot a gun that I was as accurate with that 7400.
I understand. Well, I'll tell you what, check out gunbroker.com. If you cannot find a 6mm, then it's okay. Just go to a 243 Same ballistics, shooting the same 24 caliber bullet. It'll do the same thing for you. It'll be a lot easier to find ammo for it. I can guarantee you that. It's not easy to find 6mm Remington ammo these days. I appreciate the call. 866-TALK-GUN, semi-auto or bolt action. And then we've got this outdoor writer in Pennsylvania who's saying, no, we should not legalize the use of semi-autos for hunting deer. You should hunt the way I do, or don't hunt at all. Besides, if you just have a semi-auto, it just means you're just going to spray the woods with it. Really? Oh, man. We'll be right back.
The pistol that redefined pocket carry just got even better. The Ruger LCP2 has improved sights, an easy-to-rack slide, a larger textured grip surface for a secure grip and recoil reduction, and a short, crisp, single-action trigger pull for real-world accuracy. It's so small and light that there's no reason to ever leave home without your LCP2. A serious pistol in a pint-sized package. Learn more about the LCP2 at Ruger.com.
You got your carry permit, and that's good. But you know you could use more training. Get the DVDs, which have what you need. Springfield Armory presents Concealed Carry 1 and Concealed Carry 2 with Bata Group. Learn specific concealed carry skills from Top Gun fighting trainers. Get trained. Be prepared. This really is life and death. ShopGunTalk.com. That's ShopGunTalk.com.
Laser sights offer an immediate advantage when visibility is poor and seconds count. Laser sights can de-escalate a deadly encounter by engaging the target with a laser, enhancing your ability to protect your family, home, and country. Call 800-442-2406 or visit crimsontrace.com for a free copy of our laser training video, The Laser's Edge, and learn why Crimson Trace is making laser sights standard equipment.
Are you looking for a place to shoot? The National Shooting Sports Foundation has a great website called wheretoshoot.org. It's the largest database of shooting ranges on the internet. It's also a great resource for shooters where you can find video tips, printable targets, and a lot more. Find it online at wheretoshoot.org. And while you're there, download their free iPhone app. That's wheretoshoot.org.
Fun stuff. I had so much fun out there yesterday shooting. We were shooting 3-inch barrel 357, 7-shot 357 Magnum. Then the two Rugers, one single actions, one in 44 Special, one in 45 Colt. And then the 454 Casull. We shot some 300 Blackout stuff. Man, just fun stuff. Of course, putting the can on the Blackout. I mean, why would you even have a 300 Blackout if you did not have a suppressor? I can't think of why you would do that. Line 3, Brad's with us out of Mountainburg, Arkansas, with a 44 Special story. Brad, tell me the story.
Hey, Tom. Had a gun. My gun mentor was a big bore guy, and so I was kind of brought up on bigger bullets, and the 44 Special was always one of his favorites, so naturally I gravitated towards it. Well, he had his FFL, and back in about 93, Taurus made a Model 431, which was a really stout little 44 Special, and they had a 3-inch barrel, and I wanted one, and he had his FFL, so I told him to order it, and for some reason he mistakenly got me the 4-inch. Well, I've had it for years, and I've shot it. It's a great gun, but I've been in the search for one of these 3-inches, and they go for, $500, $700 on Gunbroker, and just about a year ago, I was up at a pawn shop, and I noticed one in the counter, and got the lady down to $350, and I bought it. Absolutely love it. And now Ruger has come out with the exact thing that I've been wanting for 25 years. Oh, man. So the call screener said, well, that's too bad. And I said, well, not really, because now I'm just going to buy both. So I'll get the Ruger also. But, yeah.
I just going to say, Brad, that's how we end up with all these guns, isn't it?
It is indeed. But like I said, that's a great little cartridge, and like I say, a lot of people don't realize the potential there, and for even for just a packing pistol, like you said, a 3-inch barreled revolver. Is there anything better, for just packing around? It's not too big, and it's just a great gun.
Hey, I got a question. Do you remember the old Charter Bulldog? That was a 44 special.
Yes, I do. Yeah, my buddy actually had one of those, and that's kind of what got me on the 44 special bandwagon, was shooting that thing. And he had one of the old ones from the early 70s, and I think they're still manufacture those, and they're a lot better guns now. But that Taurus, it's a solid built little gun, got a full interlug barrel, just like the Ruger GP100, and just a really, really great little gun.
Let me ask you, what do you do with your little Taurus 44 Special? Do you carry it? Is it just a range gun? Or
I carry it. It's my bang-around gun. Like you said, when you're out traipsing in the woods. Now, you'll get a kick out of this. I took offense to something you said a minute ago. You called it I think you said a weapon for the no shoulders, meaning snakes. And Tom, as much as I love guns, I think I love snakes even more. So oddly enough, I spent a lot of my time in the field looking for snakes, and I packed that one around. The 44 Special is just kind of my hip gun there, just in case. You never know what you're going to run into out in the boondocks, and it's just it's good to have around, and we'll do anything you need it to do. But I do spend a lot of time, so.
I got to ask, you say you're looking for snakes. Are you catching snakes to bring them home, or are you shooting snakes? What's going on here?
No. We don't shoot snakes, Tom. The snakes are a very important part of the ecosystem, and I'm by far from a tree hugger, but I do love snakes, and I spend a lot of time doing, I call it redneck science. I work with a couple of places up here in Arkansas where we do some stuff with snakes, and then I do a lot of educational programs for schools and Boy Scouts and stuff like that. And I encourage them not to kill snakes because there's an extreme correlation between snake bite and those that are trying to kill them. If you don't mess with them, you cannot be bit.
Exactly. Look, I appreciate the call, Brad. That's a good point. As you start to track snake bites, you will find that people are messing with the snakes in many cases. Sometimes people who have snakes at home. In fact, I don't know anybody that's a snake collector that hadn't been bit. My only thing is when it's a big old rattlesnake and it's right where I want to be, I'm sorry, he's got to go. And that's just what's going to happen with that one. So, hey, Greg's in Billings, Montana on 2. Greg, what you looking for here?
I have a Springfield 9mm XDS, and it's a 3.3, and I'm looking for a 22 conversion kit for it. I can't find one. I tried it, Vantage Arms, but I can't find one.
I don't know of one offhand. Tell you what, let's put out the word, see if we can get you some help, okay? If somebody knows where Greg can get a 22 rimfire conversion kit for a Springfield XDS 3.3, call us and we'll get that out for you, Greg. But you keep listening. We'll see if we can run that down. I appreciate that. Thanks, sir. I do love my the XDS's little. They're slim. They're you know what they are? It's kind of like a toss up between the XDS and the Shield. And then, of course, Glock has their versions where they're similar, single stack, small like that. And they're just terrific carry guns. I do have to admit, I tend to favor a little bit more capacity, which makes no sense I know, because you think, what? But didn't he just say he likes the revolvers? Yes. And it's only 7-shot or 6-shot or maybe even 5-shot? Yes. But you really like to have more capacity. Guilty. You do understand, don't you, that logic has no place in this discussion. So I can very much argue for a 5-shot revolver, at the same time argue that what you really need is a 17-shot 9mm. You just take one side of it, and I'll argue my side, and then after 5 minutes, we'll just switch. And I'll take your side, you take my side. That's the way it goes. Here, you hold my beer. 866 Talk Gun. right, let's get a really good range report. Talk about timely. Jerry's in Moscow, Idaho, line 1, with a range report for us on this GP 144 Special. How long you had this thing, Jerry?
Oh, probably about 3 weeks.
Wow, I'm jealous. I'm jealous. How's it shooting for you?
It's shooting pretty good. I put about 300 rounds through it so far.
Okay.
And I put some jacketed bullets through it and checked them out. And I'm using my current load is a 240 grain Desperado. It's a lead bullet, round nose, flat point, and then Keith style bullet in 250 grain with the same load.
Nice.
And the 240 grain will shoot right in. Now I'm shooting offhand at 10 yards, but it'll shoot right in and right and left. And the 250 shoot just a hair higher, and then you can go out to 25 yards, 35 yards, and just hit tin cans, clay birds, whatever with it.
Son of a gun. So why did you buy this? Are you like a 44 Special fan?
Well, I've never had one until they came out with that Lipsy Special. And you remember that single action flat top that Ruger came out with?
That's what I was shooting yesterday.
I got into it then, and then so this was just kind of another 44 Special.
Don't you find that you have to explain to people sometimes what a 44 Special is?
Well, not around here as much because it's become more popular. But
in Idaho, I get that.
Yeah, but I think it's kind of. I was thinking about that, and I thought, it's kind of a one gun that you're going to want to just grab and take with you because it's got a lot of power. That it's definitely got a bigger bullet and a more zip. The heavier bullet and all that, and with that plinker, that 240 grain, then having that 250 right on top of it for more serious stuff, you've got it covered.
Exactly. Well, I love it, and sounds like it's shooting well. I cannot wait to get mine. Thank you, Jerry. Appreciate that. There may be somebody scratching his head and saying, okay, wait a minute. He said the lighter bullet is shooting lower than the heavier bullet. And wouldn't a heavier bullet drop more? Okay, let's explain that. In a handgun, your slower, heavier bullet almost always will impact higher on the target than a faster, lighter bullet. Why would that be? Normally, a lighter bullet doesn't drop as much. Well, consider what's going on once you pull the trigger. The gun is recoiling, and as the barrel rises, a faster bullet gets out of the barrel before it has risen as much as a slower bullet does. At least that's the theory as it was represented to me. So, and it's been my experience that the big, heavy, slower bullets do in fact hit higher. And you can actually have a significant, not huge, but a noticeable difference in point of impact from revolvers if you're shooting different loads. One of the reasons I do like adjustable sights on a revolver, now if it's just strictly a self-defense gun, not a problem. You're going to be shooting that out at 7 yards max probably. But on something like this, you can fine-tune it to your loads. I mean, that was a great range report. And he's right. Of course, that's what I'm thinking of. When I go out, I've got a place in Idaho I go to now. So Jerry was in Moscow, Idaho. When I get out there, now I'm going to figure out what gun do I want to wear. And I don't know, maybe it's a West thing. I feel like I ought to be wearing a revolver. Maybe it's a bear, lion, wolf thing that I think I ought to be throwing a big chunk of lead out there. Don't know, but at least that's kind of what I'm thinking. It may end up being nothing more than a ground squirrel rattlesnake gun, but either way, it doesn't matter. So I'm working on it. So what have you been shooting? And what's on your shopping list? What do you want to buy this year? Because I think this is a good year for buying guns. I actually think there's some really good deals out there right now, too. 866-TALK-GUN. Have you gotten a good deal? You want to share?